Am I okay here?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to stay on that step. You're tall.
Yeah.
For me, anyway, it's you have to keep you in the frame.
You can't fall off the step.
Closer to the ground.
No, I didn't fall. So anytime. Hello, my name is Brian Taylor. I'm from Grand Forks, the great city of Grand Forks. I don't have an act like our previous speakers, but I'd like to cover a few things. And one is the political scene. There is a meeting of the mayors of British Columbia who are separate from other politicians in that they started their own meeting a couple of years back with a meeting in Penticton. And it was at that meeting that the mayor of Lions Bay, we were towards the end of the meeting, and the mayor of Lions Bay made the suggestion that we look at the marijuana issue and legalization and the moves that were happening down in the U.S. This was quite a while ago, but to all the other suggestions, the mayors, 85 of them in the room, had all clapped. And when the mayor of Lions Bay made this suggestion, I started clapping because I thought other people would join in, but then I realized nobody was joining in, so I had to keep it up long enough to make them a little bit uncomfortable, which I did. But you know why? In that group there was the mayor of Vancouver who had spoken up. There was a variety of mayors that had spoken up on some issues, but this again was a public meeting of peers, and there was no desire by the politicians to pick up that ball at all, even though clearly there are a number of issues that mayors at this point in time should be addressing. The licensed producer program is moving forward, and those licensed producer operations are being dropped into a variety of communities across Canada. The councils and mayors were warned by Health Canada at FCM last year, the Federation of Canadian Municipalities, to be ready for them to come into their area. They were suggesting that we look at zoning and various other kinds of restrictions that municipalities might want to place on licensed producers. So from our side, from the Grand Forks City Council side, we've decided that we have two requirements of licensed producers. And there were 3 or 4 that have been looking around town. One, that we would prefer they're in light industry areas rather than heavy industry or agriculture. And 2, that there be a power management plan or a green power plan, which would require that they have a certain amount of their operations under greenhouse conditions, and it would be augmented lighting and warehouse. What we don't want to see is a major warehouse operation with no outside natural light sucking up energy. So those are pretty minimal restrictions. Other than that, we're putting the message out there that we're a welcome community. Come and talk to us. So far, it's been pretty quiet. We had, like I said, we had 4 inquiries, and most of those are from outside. One of them was local, but I'm hoping that we'll get some of those jobs. It hasn't been that long that the community has been changing. I don't know if some of you know my past, but they were not really receptive to the marijuana message in 1997, 98. But now things have changed. The seniors in particular are very interested in cannabis, in the medical use of cannabis, and have been coming out to various events. And one of them that we held here on Friday was the Rick Simpson group, and he had a decent turnout. They had a good showing of people, and again showing a change of heart of this community, that they really are looking at cannabis in a different way. And I have to certainly credit the medical marijuana movement for some of that change in public opinion. So enough on that end. Let me talk a bit about the business end of things. Myself and Frank Moreland, a few other people in town in Grand Forks, have set up two new companies. One is a magazine, an online magazine, Cannabis Health online. We were looking at a variety of things that we could do there that would both publicize some little red material and also be an avenue for us to market our own products. So the other company, hand in hand with this, is a for-profit co-op that we've started. Cannabis Co-op is looking at a variety of things that we can do that will basically make some money. We're part of that group of activists that have given a big piece of our life, and we're not apologizing for wanting to turn it around at this point and see some returns in terms of being able to make some income from legal cannabis activity. So we're looking at right now at CBDs as an entry product, and we have on the market right now a dog biscuit, canine biscuit with a certain level that we've determined in the biscuit will be effective. No THC. Dogs are pretty sensitive to that, but the CBD angle for dogs is really catching on quick when you realize that we have more dogs than kids. So it's big business, and we're hoping we can capitalize on the neurotic pet owner. You know, the source of our CBDs is interesting because we are applying to Health Canada to grow hemp in Grand Forks next year. The plan is to grow it under plastic. We're hoping that we can grow it in rows, and we're using a seed that comes from a seed dealer that basically is a multi-purpose seed, so we'll satisfy some desire for seed tops, although we're going to cut out as many males as we can, and for fiber. So what we're trying to grow here is the plant with as much sensimilla as possible, so it's heavy in trichomes. We're going to dry it and tumble it and take that trichome material for medicine. So far the plan is going forward. We're working with the Museum Society to help us get a smaller licensed area, and they would be the user of the fiber. Right now we've been making deals with Saskatchewan farmers where the bracken, the flower, which is under the Controlled Drugs and Substances Act but not acted on, have been a byproduct that a farmer out there has been selling as a horse supplement into the U.S. for the last 10 years. Somehow he's managed to get away with that with his double talk about cantropine or something made up. So his market, I think, is falling apart, but what it brought to our attention was that this bracken flower is a byproduct of the seed production on the prairies, and clearly just gets dumped back on the field in most circumstances. So with a minor adaptation to some machinery, these farmers have been capturing that bracken flower, and now again with the horse market drying up for Morris, he started looking west, and it was good timing because we were looking for a source of CBDs. So we've been able to take that product, clean it, dry it, and decarboxylate it so that we're looking at a fairly predictable amount of CBDs going into our dog biscuits and various other products we're hoping to enter the market with. That's about it. I've covered a couple of areas, so if anybody's interested in something else, I'll be around. Thanks.